Well, the first thing I'll say about the rudder, I love the rudder, can't imagine not having a rudder ever again. I think the Crack of Dawn rudder is a great value. I do want to point out, part of the reason for this work that I'm doing right now is because of an issue I've been having with the rudder. I'm going to undo it here and give it a little wiggle. You can see that's obviously not right. I've had the rudder body assembly pop off of this pin about 4 times now, and I'll get into a little bit about why I think that's happened. Part of it I think is my fault because I actually sawed this off. I did it with a hacksaw. There was quite a bit of torquing involved, and I think I probably damaged it in the process of that. Did it a long time ago. It's taken a little while to work itself out, but nonetheless it's something to be aware of. With this particular model, I have noticed that the more recent versions, the pin is already short like that, and I cut it off originally because the pin stuck down about that much further, and I was mainly concerned with possible damage to the rudder when loading the boat. But like I said, the new ones have the shortened pin already. I'm probably not the only person who's ever done that. So move on to what I didn't like about the rudder, and I think I stated after my first follow-up, my first time out with it, the foot controls that come with the rudder, pretty chintzy. You can see here, if you happen to have an X Factor or several other types of kayak, it's basically exactly just a stock foot brace, but without the locking mechanism on it. And instead of locking in place, it slides. And you can see one issue I have with it: doesn't slide really easily, especially if you get any kind of sand or anything up in there, which you will. It begins to be a bit of a labor. Then you also have just the mechanism for pulling on the rudders. I've already removed these, as you can see. You're basically, the weight of your leg is, or legs, are constantly pulling your rudder control cables here, and I think that has contributed also to the damage that's happened to the rudder, just that constant pulling. I'm going to be upgrading now to these Sea-Dog line tow pilot foot controls. They work more like a gas pedal. In addition to that, a great feature being that they're adjustable length. You can move them wherever. They don't slide to control like the others, but they slide to adjust, which is great for going from wearing waders with wading boots to, just wearing sandals or something like that in the summertime. Whereas with these, adjusting the length involved unbuckling the strap and lots of trial and error. Then of course, if you leave them adjustable, you have to leave the straps hanging and flopping around and everything, which I always had a problem with. So I actually shrink wrapped them, so these were effectively not adjustable at all. So a few problems I had with them. The other biggest problem I had being that since they were just constantly being pulling on your cables were what was actually supporting you, and that gave a real spongy feel to the foot supports. And that spongy feel felt like it kind of robbed you of power, made me kind of uncomfortable, always seemed to be sort of holding my legs back, concerned about the strain on the cables and things like that, which has turned out not to be an issue. This Vectran that comes with them is insanely strong, but I'm going to have to be replacing that as well. So that's the mini review of the rudder itself and the foot controls and why I'm going with these, and next I'll get into the installation of these.